A traffic police officer was writing a ticket for a female driver. Suddenly, a criminal started killing people on the street. Hearing the cries for help, the officer immediately rushed over. The next second, he was shot. The criminal was stunned and quickly drove away from the scene. The young officer instinctively felt for his gun, only to realize he wasn't carrying one. He helplessly watched as the criminal fled. At that moment, the injured officer was coughing up blood. The young officer immediately went over to check on him and called an ambulance. He told his colleague to hold on. Just then, the man being chased by the criminal tried to run away but was caught by the arriving detectives and beaten on the ground. The man kept begging the police to protect him, but the police told him to shut up. Soon, the ambulance arrived. The young officer quickly helped his colleague into the ambulance, then ran to his own car and asked his traffic police colleagues to clear the way for the ambulance. After arriving at the hospital, the young officer felt very guilty. If he had rushed forward, his colleague wouldn't have been injured. He was overwhelmed with tears and didn't know how to face his colleague's family. Suddenly, his colleague's son told him that his hat was crooked and kindly helped him straighten it. The young officer felt even more upset. At that moment, the SWAT team arrived at the hospital to visit. The captain didn't recognize the young officer because he was a new traffic police officer and it was his first day on duty. One of the SWAT members joked that he had bad luck. Then the captain went to visit the injured officer's family with flowers and promised to catch the criminals. At that moment, the boy saw the SWAT member's gun and curiously reached out to touch it. The SWAT member immediately removed the magazine, checked that the gun was safe, and then handed it to the boy to take a closer look. The young officer, standing nearby, was envious. He wished he had a gun. The captain suddenly asked the young officer what he would do if he had a gun. The young officer immediately said he would shoot and eliminate the criminals. The captain expressed doubt. Even the SWAT team couldn't guarantee that they could kill the criminals without harming the public, let alone a young traffic police officer. His colleague advised him to calm down and understood his desire for revenge. He told him to focus on directing traffic and leave the gunfight to the SWAT team. After saying this, they prepared to leave. But just as they turned to leave, the young officer called out to the captain and asked if he could join the SWAT team. The captain said he needed to pass an exam first and then left the hospital. His intuition told him that this young officer was not ordinary, so he asked his subordinates to check his background. To his surprise, they discovered a secret that could not be revealed.